everyone.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
I can't believe this, but yesterday I actually went snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef and I'm here at the beach again and it's so amazing. I've actually managed to catch the sunset quite early this time. So let's talk about my experience swimming in shark infested waters in the Great Barrier Reef. Okay, so I've never actually done snorkeling before. This was my first time. I'm also not the best swimmer at the time filming this video. That will change. But I can say that I went by myself snorkeling and I jumped 3 times into 3 different locations of the Great Barrier Reef and it was so good. So there are actually some crazy things that I need to talk about in this experience, but I think overall I just want to talk about how crazy it is that the ocean is like its own universe, and I just felt so humbled by the whole experience. It just gave me perspective of like, we're not in charge, like nature is in charge. Like the ocean is so undiscovered that it's crazy. Like most of the ocean is yet still to be discovered and I find that so crazy. And yeah, so the first 5 minutes of my snorkeling I was laughing so hard watching the footage because I'm spending like 5 minutes trying not to like choke because I'm using the snorkeling equipment wrong. Like there's a plane flying over. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's so pretty. I was like, oh my gosh, I am not doing this correctly. Thank God I had a life vest and I had it on so tight I could not breathe properly. Like usually you can go, I could only go, but I did it on purpose because I was like, this is not coming off. So yeah, I spent the first 5 minutes trying not to drink the ocean water, but it's because the tube that goes from your mouth up to receive air from the air, from oxygen from the air, it was literally like facing down. So the whole time I was just like using it as a straw. And that was so funny. Not funny like in the moment, because in the moment I was like, but why am I struggling? Like, what am I doing wrong here? And then I heard a whistle, and when there's a whistle, that means, hey, we're talking to you. So they pointed to me, like the crew members, they pointed to me and they're like, girl, you are not doing that good. I was like, please help me. And they're like, don't worry, we got you. And then they just fixed it. I don't know what they did. They just fixed it. I think when I was putting it on, I don't think it was on properly. Obviously it was not, otherwise that wouldn't have been happening. I managed to get it working and I started looking down deep into the ocean and I was like, this is so crazy. Like all the different corals, all the different fish. Like I saw really nice, colourful, beautiful looking fish, and it's just so crazy. Like this is their world. You know when you see pictures of fish, when you see it in real life with your eyes, so cool. And then also, if you've never been snorkeling before, I highly recommend. It is so beautiful. It is so like crazy. You will look down into the ocean and you'll see nothing in some parts. It's just like you can just see the bottom of the ocean. Sometimes you can't see the bottom of the ocean. And then I did the second jump. Guys, I was shaking. For my first jump, this is probably one of the first things that I should have said. On my first jump, I was super nervous. Like my hands were shaking. I was so nervous, so scared for my life. And yeah, but I did it and I'm so proud of myself because I didn't think I was going to be jumping all the 3 times, but I did. So then on my third time jumping, I actually ended up joining a tour, which was really good. But here's the crazy part. So I started swimming and they were swimming so fast. I was like, damn guys, can you please slow down? Obviously I couldn't say that because we're all underwater. Like, how are you going to hear me? But I was wearing my fins and I was going like this as fast as I could and it was not working. Maybe the technique is going slower and like pushing your leg up and down like with more resistance, I guess, if you can call it that. But I had like my camera in my hand, so I just ended up putting my hands out like this and started like swimming as fast as I could. But it was really difficult because the currents, oh my gosh, I I am not joking when I say the currents were like hell. Like the water was going like this, not joking, like big waves. Every 2 breaths I had to keep pushing water out of the thing to breathe, and the mask that you use is covering from here to here. Like I can't use my nose. So the water's going like this and it's pushing me this way, and I'm trying to go this way. So if you're in that situation, if you guys have experienced that when you're trying to swim against the current, the hardest thing ever. I was trying to keep up with them, and then everyone in the group, oh my gosh, they're all just following like really nicely behind her. And I just felt so on edge because I was literally on the edge. Like, you know, when you're on the last one here, I was like, okay, let me see if I can swim into the middle. So at least I'm protected by everyone. Like, you know, when you just feel like you're just too lonely by yourself. Like, I don't know. I like walking in the middle. I just feel like I just feel protected. So I was like, okay, maybe if I swim in the middle, I won't feel so scared. It was just too hard to keep up with them. And then it got to a point where they were so far forward. I was like, interesting, I just have to keep going. So this is the boat. This was like the water. This was the first reef, because like there's things you could look at in the ocean, but sometimes there's a bit where there's just nothing for a bit. So we went through the first one, and that was amazing. Like I think I saw an eel, and I saw like loads of fishies. It was just so cute. And then we had to swim through this bit of just nothing. Like this region here was just nothing. So I was already like almost halfway through, and they were so far ahead, guys. I'm not joking, like so far ahead. I was like, I'm gonna have a BF because I'm literally like swimming as fast as I can. I'm running out of breath. I'm looking down, and this part of the ocean is so deep, like so deep that I can barely like keep myself calm. During the whole times that I've jumped into the ocean, I just felt like it was scary, but then I could like calm myself down, you know, doing the long deep breaths, visualizing that I'm okay and not thinking about sharks, and just, you know, kind of not controlling my mind, but like taming my mind, like, you got this, don't worry, it's all good, you're safe, blah blah blah. But for some reason on this time that I jumped, it was different. I kept swimming through the nothingness, and it just kept getting deeper and deeper, and the water was getting darker down below. So I just knew I was going so far out. I turn around like this, and obviously this is a very big exaggeration, but you see where those rocks are over there? It just felt like that's where the boat was, and it's obviously from here super far away, but that's what it felt like. I was of distance when I was in the water, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just had this huge feeling. Get out of the water right now, forget this, turn your camera off, go swim as fast as you can. And I was like, but what if I just ignore this feeling? What if I just like keep going through? Because in my mind, the group is already on the second reef that's here, so all I have to do is just keep swimming a little bit more by myself, because there's literally no one around me. So I was like, if I just keep swimming a little bit more, then I'll get to a point where I've met up with them, and then by the time they turn around, I'll actually be on the lead because I was behind them, if that makes sense. This feeling kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was like, okay, this is going to a point where I just can't ignore it. I'm gonna turn around now. And I was so like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but you know that feeling like you just need to get out of this place right now, whether it's the water, whether it's the house, whether it's like anything. It just feels like you have to like make your way out. So I turned around, I headed towards the boat, and I was running as fast as I could in that water. Running as in swimming, as fast as I could, like as possibly human. And the good thing is that the currents were obviously now in my favor. However, imagine that this is the boat here. I was here, and the currents were pushing me this way. So every time I was swimming, I was actually swimming like this. So I had to like look up and then swim upwards, and then it was dragging me down, and I had to swim upwards and then Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was a mission and a half. But the craziest thing is that when the tour guides came back, they said that at the point that I had turned around, guess what they saw? They got to see a shark. They got to see, I don't know if it was one or two, but they saw like craziness underneath, and I was like, oh my gosh. The tiniest part of me was like so grateful that I didn't get to see the shark. No, the other way around. A part of me was so like sad that I didn't get to see the shark, because the whole point of this, I thought I was going to be seeing loads of sharks. Like everyone that I was telling about that I was going to see the Great Barrier Reef, they're like, okay, see you later, girl. It was nice knowing you. Have a good life. Like they're basically saying that I'm going to get eaten by a shark. So I already had this mindset that like I'm going to see like loads of sharks, but no, I didn't see a shark at all. But it was so crazy that the moment I decided to turn around was, oh, I think I'm getting eaten by a mosquito. The same moment that I decided to turn around was in just a few meters, I'm not joking, in just a few meters, I would have seen a shark. And I feel like that would have been such a cool experience, but I was not mentally there. I think at that point I had such a long day of snorkeling, because it was basically a full day of like swimming and being on the boat, and I was completely by myself. So I think my like adventure battery kind of got to an end, and I was like, all right, I'm not feeling this anymore. But yeah, I didn't get to see a shark, and some people even saw turtles. I didn't see a turtle either, but I actually really enjoyed the experience, and I just feel like the world is so beautiful, and I fell in love more now with Australia. Like I love Australia, but I fell in love more with Australia after seeing the Great Barrier Reef. And there's something about the Great Barrier Reef providing a lot of oxygen for the world. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I definitely want to look into that. It's just so beautiful, and I just felt like so in love with the whole nature world. Like if you're watching this and you know me, you know that I love nature. So the fact that I actually got to see the underworld nature, incredible.
This is the craziest experience I've ever done in my whole life.
Incredible. So sunset time is definitely here. But yeah, I'm really, really, really grateful that I got to experience that, and I'm so lucky that it all went well, apart from obviously feeling so nervous. But I wanted to say this is a message for all of you that have something that you want to do in mind and you feel a bit scared to do it. Ultimately, if you did it, what would be the worst thing that can happen, you know? Because I was thinking about moving to Australia, and I just kept thinking about all the things that could go wrong, but the list of all the things that could go right was so bigger that it outweighed all the bads. And I did it, and now I'm here underneath a tree on the ocean, beachy vibes, and I'm loving it. So yeah, pushing myself out of the comfort zone. So that was me beating one of my biggest fears, because I feel like I almost drowned last time I went into the open sea. So that's probably a story time for another video, but yes, I did almost drown. So the fact that I went snorkeling by myself in the middle of the ocean in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia with not knowing how to swim properly, very good. So yeah, thank you so much for staying till the end. I really hope that you enjoyed the visuals and the story, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I see you, I appreciate you, and I just wish you guys all the best memories, all the best moments, a time to spend in nature, whether it's in a forest, in your balcony, in your garden, in a mountain, in the desert, in the volcanoes. Okay, not in the volcanoes, but I just wish you guys some nice, peaceful, happy moments. And wish you guys all well, all your family as well, and just some good vibes in general. And I'm very lucky to exist. I feel like when you go through experiences like this, when you go to another country and you do excursions, whether you move there or you just do a holiday, it just brings such a big moment of realization of like you're actually alive. Like when I was looking down into the ocean, that's another thing, I was like, this is so crazy, I feel so alive. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys on my next week. Ciao for now.